on. Just a few seconds to go, and they're in. Great start for Brownlee. It looked like he got a little bit out on Varga, but you can already see the chop as they start out in the first few 100 metres of this swim. It's going to be very, very tough when they get to the buoy, Emma.
115 metres to that buoy is one of the toughest places to be in any race. And, you know, there's so much congestion heading around those buoys at the best of times. And, look, we've seen the likes of Varga, you know, take it out early. But when the swimmer's this short, you know, I really know whether or not they're going to be able to take any sort of lead. But, you know, we're going to see all these athletes who are, well, they're the world's fastest and fittest, who is really, really going to show their true strength on this sort of course.
But interestingly, if you see on the left side, Varga has actually a little bit behind Polyansky. And if you take yourself back to the Olympics, it was Polyansky, Igor Polyansky, the Russian, that was actually first over the first 300 metres. So in an event that's only 300 metres long, he's showing his speed.
It looks like a little bit of an advantage to be on the outside there. A lot of people getting caught up in the chop in the middle as they funnel. It's almost a funnel into this buoy in a very, very hard turn. We've been notified that there are, in fact, no penalties, so it was a completely clean start, so we're not going to see any penalties paid. But already, gapping the field, that's Richard Varga, as we expected.
Look, it is an advantage being out on those outside points. When you said that there's so much congestion going around those first buoys, but look, it really does get to showcase the strength of these athletes. I mean, we do know him as leading the swim, but look, over a couple of 100 metres, he's already able to gap some of the best in the world.
Dmitry Polyansky in second there, but a fair gap, maybe 3 lengths from Richard Varga, so he's going to have plenty to do to catch up to Varga there. You can see Henry Schumann closest to screen, and 3 or 4 people abreast there, including Jake Birtwistle, and I think we saw Javi Gomez as well. So those guys are very well positioned, but already the field's stringing out. I don't know whether we expected to see such a big gap across the field this early in the race.
It says a lot to just how fast Richard Varga is. We've seen him lead a lot of races out around the world, but this is 300 metres. Most of these guys should swim that first 300 around the same time, but he's 3 body lengths in front of the field here, which is amazing.
Well, if he has a good transition, we might not see him for a little while, but we've seen him lead out 28 of 34 WTS races that he's been in. He's been first out of the water. He is the fish. He owns the fastest Olympic distance swim time ever in the Serpentine in London in 2012, so you know he's going to be good. But these guys back in the pack, they also know that he's catchable because he hasn't been transferring that into WTS victories.
Look, transition is just a vital part of the race, and these guys are very well versed in racing in the world circuit. But again, there is just no opportunity to lose any time here. And like you said, we've seen him lead out a number of times, and he's also worked very closely with the Brownlee brothers at times. So I think when we get out onto the bike, we're going to really see whether or not he can keep this advantage. You
can see in one of the white jerseys there, I think that's Dan Hoy from New Zealand mid-pack. So that's great for one of the juniors. We always thought that these guys were going to surprise a few people, and certainly he's up there mid-pack.
That's Matt Hauser.
Matt Hauser in 33. That's right, Dan
Australian.
Hoy a little bit further back. Matt Hauser, 4-time Oceania champ, so he's certainly got the sprint credentials.